Okay, so I'm live. I cannot believe I actually made it today because let me just tell you, there were so many hitches before getting on here, and I almost thought that I wouldn't be able to make it. So me being here, an incredible miracle, sorry. And I'm just happy that I made the commitment to show up today and I've actually done so. To be honest, like everyone goes through those days where you just wake up and your whole body just feels like I do not want to be here. I don't want to do this, those lazy days, as you call it. And let me tell you, like a secret that I discovered works so beautifully well in case you have those kind of days. Just one of the things I normally do, which is to share my commitment with someone else. Like, I don't know what magic there is in that, but just picking it out loud, just saying that I'm going to show up at this time. I don't know. But like for me, it just does something in my brain, and I'm like, no, no, no. I said I was gonna show up at this time, and I have to show up regardless of whatever is going on that day. So, in case maybe you have a project that you need to finish on a certain date, and maybe you're having difficulties with that, you can just make a commitment with your friend, like on such and such a day, I need to have handed over this and this, just to anyone. It could be a stranger. It's usually easier if you do it with a stranger because, again, I don't know how that works. Like, when you're with a friend, it's easier for you to excuse certain behaviors, right? Because you can easily explain, when you don't show up. But when you commit, like, to a stranger, now, like for me, just saying out loud, like, for the next 1 week or the next month, I'm going to be showing up live on my page. That commitment for me, honestly, it does wonders. So even on days I'm like, no, today I just don't feel like showing up. I have to show up because I already spoke it out loud. So yeah, that's just me sharing some of the techniques that work for me, on those days, right? And today I'm titling this episode Trust in Your Inner Wisdom. And I'm gonna share the story behind that. But for anyone who's tuning in case anyone tunes in anyway, my name is Eva and I call myself an intuitive energetic healer. I do work with Akashic Records and Quantum Flow. So quantum flow is a technique that utilizes breathwork, sound, and movement to rewire your nervous system. So what most people don't know is that a lot of their trauma is stuck within their nervous system, is recorded within their nervous system, and it actually affects how they show up in the world. Your traumas, your emotional triggers, your past emotional wounds, all of that, it's recorded within your body. And most people mostly just focus on working on their mindset and then we forget to release their trauma within their body as well, which is where the nervous system comes in and where quantum flow actually helps. You'll always find yourself, if you've ever found yourself having like an overblown reaction to a very small slight from another person, like maybe someone forgetting to call you, and then you just blow up and you're so mad and the other person can't get like it was just a simple mistake, right? But for you it feels like the biggest betrayal. There's a reason behind that. If whatever the other person is doing touches on a particular emotional wound that's still within your system, that recording, that memory of that past pain just comes out in that way, and that's what most people struggle with, right? So that you can work on your mindset for ages and ages. And yes, it does work, but you find that just working on your mindset takes a much longer time. But if you combine quantum flow, which actually helps you to rewire your mental, your emotional, your physical well-being, your spiritual well-being, like literally different areas of your life, you do that, it just 10x's the results. So that's been my case, my personal life. Like I always find myself waking up 2 months, 3 months down the line, and I'm a completely different person and I don't know what happened in between, but it's just me committing to doing this practice regularly, and it's done wonders for me. And the second modality I work with is called Akashic. Oh, sorry, it's called Soul Realignment, which is based on working with Akashic Records. So that's basically about getting to the root core of who you are, your soul identity. So a lot of people have lost their authenticity, their authentic voice based on the influences around the world. And especially in this day of influence, which is what I'm actually going to be talking about in this video, trusting your inner wisdom. This day where like anyone can share anything online, like the reach is so much wide. So listening to all these voices might lead to you forgetting who you actually are or going down certain paths that are not you're not designed to go down to, right? Especially in this day and age where someone has maybe success in a certain field and then comes online and then convinces you like this is the only pathway to success. Follow me and you're gonna get there. And sure, some people who are aligned to that and maybe their soul is aligned to that might get results based on whatever method is being shared. But for certain people, you find that no matter what they do, they still struggle to find that level of success. And it's probably because they've lost connection with their authentic self. That's where soul element comes in really reconnecting to your soul identity. Who are you really? Who are you designed to be? And helping you identify your soul level gift, which you are actually supposed to leverage in to create a better human experience for yourself. So maybe if you're gifted in the soul gift of communication, essentially how you show up in the world has to be based on that, you know. And where most people I find lose sight of that is when they, again, being influenced by society, follow this method, and maybe that's not how you were designed to find abundance or whatever for yourself. Follow this method, and then you find that you're actually going against what you're designed to do, and you put so much effort into going against who you are. But if you were to follow your own divine path, your own soul path, you find that yes, you do have to attain the skills to level you up. If, for example, it's communication, maybe you might have to attend school for writing or speaking, public speaking, and all of that. But you find that once you get the skills, it's easier for you to navigate the world. So that's basically what I do with Soul Element, and also connecting you, helping you explain why certain experiences have occurred in your life. Because what happens is that a lot of the people and a lot of the experiences we attract in our life are based on what certain choices that we made in our previous lifetimes. So if you believe in reincarnation or not. But basically with soul realignment, we get to a particular soul story where your soul started making negative choices that are currently affecting you right now. So what your soul does is make an attempt to resolve karma. You'll keep on attracting people in certain circumstances, and you might have evidence of this in your life, like maybe a certain theme happening in your life. Like for example, you have a tendency of attracting relationships where there's abandonment or abuse or something like that. There's a reason for that. If you made a past life choice and it's recorded in your blueprint, you will keep on attracting the same kind of people, not in an order, like in an effort to punish you for that mistake, but to help you make better choices that are more aligned with who you are. So most people, because they don't have awareness of what that is, they keep on making the same mistake over and over again. And which is where most people will always say something like, why do I keep on attracting these people all over? Like it's always the same kind of element, just in different bodies. There's a reason behind that. So that's where soul element comes in. And then after that, it's just clearing, energetically clearing this in the Akashic records. And now with the awareness that you have based on the session, with the soul element session, you get to show up better, making better choices for yourself because now you know how you're supposed to show up. Okay, so that's just a short summary of what I actually do with the Akashic records and quantum field. So back to what I'm talking about today, okay? So today's story or today's insight is actually inspired by something that happened to me over the weekend. I love I love watching YouTube videos because I found like my biggest source of information is YouTube, which I'm sure is the same for you if you're watching this video. I love watching because you get so much information, right? So I'm scrolling through the videos. There's a particular habit I have, which I realize right now is actually not good. And it's kind of like the universe had to show me evidence of that, like live. And then it just hit me like, whoa, I've been doing the wrong thing all this time. Okay. So let me explain. So I'm scrolling through YouTube videos. So what I normally do, if I meet a certain or I see a certain topic I'm interested in, yes, I'll go check it out. But then I'm like, let me just check out what other people have to say about this topic, just to see if people are share my views or people are, thinking differently. Okay. So what I normally do, and this is not actually with YouTube, this is mostly with maybe Instagram or Facebook videos. I'll watch a video, something about that person interests me, and I actually consider, I'm like, oh, that actually resonates, right? Then I go to the comment section, and then I look at the comments, and I'm like, yeah, I was wrong. I shouldn't have thought that about this person. Not aligned. Boom, I dismiss. Okay, so that's my that's my raw and real. Okay, so I've been doing that for a while, and I'm sure if you're watching this, maybe you've done that also a couple of times. Easily influenced by people's comments. Maybe your initial decision, you're like, no, I was wrong because of what other people are saying. I'm not gonna watch this. Okay. So this is what the universe said. Okay. So I'm going through YouTube. I, I don't know what attracted me to this person initially. This is not someone that's ever been on my feed ever. And that's what normally happens sometimes when my guides want me to notice something. I'll just attract a certain video. I've never even known this person actually existed. This is the first time I'm encountering this person. And I wanted to watch the video because the title was very interesting. So I click on it, and the first comment was someone negatively reviewing that person. It was something about manipulation or something. It was a video to do with coaching and sales or something like that. So the comment that that person made was like, I don't listen to people who manipulate when it comes to sell. You know what? I tune off. I'm not going to listen to you. So honestly, I have to say this. When I read that comment, my initial reaction is, you know what? I'm going to dismiss this person as well. If you're into manipulating, which is also something that I'm not aligned with, I don't believe in manipulating people when it comes to sales. Really, I don't align with that. So I originally wanted to just dismiss that video and be like, you know what? Whatever, right? But something within me was like, you know what, just watch the video and form your own opinion, you know. If it's for real, like this person is talking about sales manipulation, then tune off. If it's not, you never know. Okay. So I just clicked on the video, and turns out whatever that person was talking about, it's something I actually needed to hear. And I got such amazing insights from watching that video. Such amazing insights. And insights that actually helped me with my current business, you know, how I run my discovery calls and all of that, which I didn't know, right? So I actually learned a lot from watching that video. So had I listened to this or had I watched that comment section and dismissed this person, I would have actually missed on this valuable information that this person was sharing. And that just kind of blew me away because I realized that I do have a habit of doing that, dismissing people that I initially resonate with because of someone else's comment. And I don't know about you if you do that also. But what I realized about that, it was a huge lesson for me, is that what works for me might not necessarily work for you as well. And what works for you might not necessarily work for me as well. But if I don't have that connection with my inner self, because your higher self will always guide you to things which are going to elevate you or get you to the next level. And sometimes we call that intuition, right? Sometimes your intuition might lead you down a path that just seems illogical to anyone on the outside, completely illogical, right? And this is the case right now. You know, someone else made a comment, a negative comment, because that video was not aligned to them. But for me, that video was completely aligned. So had I listened to them instead of my inner guidance, I would have missed on the insights that this video shared. And this is how I want you to look at even the way the world operates right now. Right now, we work in a world of numbers, you know, the number of followers you have, the number of views you have in a video. And that's how we quantify whether someone is saying the right thing or not, right? And I'll share another story with you. Again, that happened to me on YouTube. Same person, like I ran across a video. I don't know why, like my guys like me, hated with me through YouTube for some reason. I don't know. Anyway, I came across a video. Again, original conditioning of number of views kind of like, you know, justify if the person is saying something worthwhile or not. I don't usually align to that because I'll just listen to a video if you have an interesting topic. But sometimes you'll find yourself falling for the ego mind, right? So I watched this video. It didn't have like a couple of views. And when I look at the channel, the channel is a small channel. And the reason why I resonated with this person is because I also have a small channel, right? Uh, um, I don't have a big number of following, a huge following, sorry. So I listened to that because I was like, you know what? I cannot dismiss someone because of them not having views, because I'm going through the same thing and I think I share things of value. And that's my opinion anyway. So I decided I'm gonna watch one of this person's videos or something. And it was like almost an longer than 1 hour kind of content. It was a video, him interviewing someone else. And again, such amazing insights. But this person doesn't even have the kind of following that you will normally see with people who actually share that kind of valued information, which is sadly the world that we live in. But based on that experience I went through last weekend, it just hit me like I really need to listen to my intuition first before I go paying attention to anyone else. Because the minute you do that, you always get yourself getting swayed from all manners of corners, go this way, go that way, like this person, don't like this person, which is the world we live in, right? People make money from sharing their perspectives. Sometimes those perspectives, even though that someone has like 1 million, 2 million, 100 million views, I don't care. It does not make it right. If it doesn't align with your soul, with your inner self, don't listen to that. Don't go towards something just because 100 million people are saying, you know what, this is the right way to go. If you've ever, I grew up listening to or reading stories, there's a certain, I want to call it like a meme, you know, or I don't know what to call it, but I'll just explain, like you find like a crowd kind of people following a certain path because it seems big and wide and all of that. And then you find that one person who branches off of that and decides to follow a different path. Now, if this person decides to, go with the crowd, what this crowd doesn't know is that at the end of that path, there's a cliff and they're all going to fall off and die. They don't know that. They're just following happily, going through the journey. But on this other side, the path that this person is following, because he's decided to go against whatever society, whatever the crowd deems like the right path, he actually ends up discovering, I want to say treasure. I can't remember the name, but it was something like that. And that's basically the world we're living in right now. If you don't have connection to your intuition and you're constantly getting swayed by different people, different opinions, you might miss out on something that will actually help you elevate, that is more aligned to who you are at soul level. Okay. So remember again, just because it doesn't work, it works for me, does not mean it has to work for you. And just because it works for you does not mean it has to work for me. But if I'm letting my inner self, my higher guidance, guide the path, then I'll probably align to or follow paths that are more aligned to things that will help me elevate, even though to the outside world, it does not make sense. And sometimes it will not make sense to a lot of people. But if you're following your higher guidance, trust me, you're going to be heading towards something that's going to help you elevate. Okay, so I don't know who I'm speaking to, but I just feel called to share that and also to get raw and real with you. This happens. Sometimes we do go through the ego mind, and sharing certain kind of stories and certain kind of insights might actually help another person to stop doing the same. So don't go with the crowd. You don't always have to go with the crowd. Oh, and I'm also gonna share another story that I read recently of a person was again, instead of listening to their intuition, decided to follow what the world said was acceptable. So this person has been seeing people posting like amazing videos of them having the best experiences in Dubai. And they thought, you know what? I should go to Dubai as well because I want to be rich and I want to be as successful as these people and I want to take amazing photos for my social media, right? Sells off everything, gets on a plane, goes to Dubai. Turns out, wrong move for the person, ends up not making the kind of money they thought they were going to make, ends up being way worse off than what they were, where they'd actually come from, right? All because this person looked at the external world and decided that, you know what, I want what you have. And because it worked for you, it has to work for me as well, which is not always the case. So if you don't have that connection with your inner self, with your higher guidance, you'll always be taken down paths that will not work for you. So listen to your intuition, listen to your inner wisdom. It will never steer you the wrong way. Okay. So I hope all the stories I've shared with you today have resonated. Comment with me. I'd love to know if any of my content really actually connects with any of you. I'd love to hear from you. So comment down below, share your experiences, share your insights. I'm always happy to hear from you. If you're watching this and you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, I do appreciate the follow. I do appreciate the support. So make sure you subscribe to my channel and also click on the notification bell so that you don't miss out on any point where I go live or an upload any piece of content. So if you resonate with me, just subscribe, click on the notification bell. And if you want a chance to work with me, I do leave the links down below in the description box. You can check my about section and connect with me there. Facebook, Instagram, book a discovery call. I don't know. I resonate with you. I hope I will get to see you on the next video. So for now, bye. And I will see you guys on Sunday, same time. Okay? Bye for now.